Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on Lex Creed's podcast. I'm your host, Alexis, and today we are diving into some more history. And yes, just because Black History Month is ending does not mean we are not able to continue celebrating and educating each other on where we came from. And of course, today's topic, we are diving in from the roots. And when I mean from the roots, I literally mean from the roots, like the top of your head. And this topic, we are diving into black hair shares a story behind it, deeper than you think. So let's dive in. So we all had our good hair and bad hair days, right? But back in 1700, good hair and bad hair meant more than what it is described on a day-to-day basis, especially in this generation and time. It was actually described for good hair, softer, smoother, lighter, and longer. And this was associated with Caucasian hair, while bad hair was associated with black hair texture, and it was described by white people that black hair was wool like. And this was the beginning of creating a damaged image of how we later on view black hair and how we would style it. And before perms, relaxers, braids, and everything else came, in the 1800s, there was the hot comb. And during this time, the stigma surrounding Black people and their hair continued to grow. So, this is when the first hot comb, 1827, came about. And the hot comb was simply designed to straighten out coarse and kinky afro hair texture, and starting from the roots upward. This moment was a big deal to Black culture. And black hair being known as bad, it was a chance to have some form of good hair they were taught they didn't have. And that runs deep. Because to be honest, I remember when I was little, and even when I was probably in my tweens, I remember living at my grandma's house how she used that hot comb and she would warm it up on the stove, and I can feel the heat as soon as I touch my hair. But it was all worth it. It left my hair looking nice and shiny, and I loved it. So this stepping stone of this invention of the hot comb was a big deal because straight hair was not just a look to be more attractive. It was more than that. It caused it elevated personal, social, and economic status, meaning more opportunities for success. Because let's be honest, yes, theoretically, I would say most of the time I've seen more straight hair than I see like afro, but there are some people that like their afro because honestly, if I could get my hair in afro form, I would wear it all the time too. But I look like Diana Ross when I wash my hair and blow it out. But hey. And of course, getting that hair straight with the help of the hot comb, but not any products is not gonna like keep it maintained and healthy and of course moisturize. But later on, maintaining that hair texture and keeping it healthy requires some products. And in the 1900s, two women behind that made history for success of making products for black hair. And more is Madden C.J. Walker, Annie Turnbull Malone. Before Madden C.J. Walker became who she is today as the first African American millionaire, as well as her contribution on black hair care, there was Annie Turnboy Malone, who was the original pioneer of hair products, who Walker would receive fame and fortune from. And let's dive in to Malone first. Malone was born and raised in Illinois of Chicago. Malone witnessed years of detrimental of slave labor during weather condition and lack of hair care products for Afro texture hair, and had black women in the South where most of them would experience heavy dandruff and alopecia and other diseases. And anybody that has black hair, texture hair, knows when it comes to that water or that rain, and you just got your hair done, silk press and all that, oh my God, it's like the worst day. So I could just imagine what they were going through and what type of treatment they were going through because of their hair. This inspired her to create a range of hair products for Afro hair to help Black women improve their grooming habits to achieve have healthier and stronger hair. And after conducting a range of experiments and various chemicals, she successfully launched a hair formula that is known as the hair grower, which a product that what was designed to improve scalp health as well as promoting hair growth. So right now we're where the hot comb is this, as well as now we have products. So that's two factors: heat and some products. So later on in 1902, Malone moved from her hometown to Missouri and founded the Poro College, a cosmetic school that was training others on nourishing and styling black hair. She also had her pro agents, who were not only taught how to sell, but were let in on how she create her product. And I give her all props because, yes, all of us want to be successful. And yes, we all want the credit and all that. But I feel like at that moment, I feel like she was inspired of helping others and she wanted to give back to others by giving them that opportunity and change of making a difference on other aspects and building an empire. And of course, her first agent was no other than Madden C.J. Walker. This is where Walker's journey began in creating her own product. So this is like what I was just saying about an empire. So after Malone's business began to decline, Walker decided to create her own hair product in the range of 1905. And I say that right there, that is a power move because not letting her legacy die. And I give her preps for that. And according to Walker's biography on her own, The Life and Times of Madam C.J. Walker, she came up with the and formula in her dreams. In 1908, she relocated from Denver, Colorado to Pittsburgh. She opened a factory and a hair school named Lydia College and succeeded as her empire grew. You see, she is following the same steps that the person that taught her what to do and how to run it. She's following her footsteps. Because all it takes is a group of women and a group of people that want the same thing to make each and everybody's life successful in every aspect. And that right there is girl power right there. And so after her empire was successful and it grew, in 1910 she was recognized as the first African American self made millionaire in the World Book of Genesis. And I would say this, so both of these women had a huge impact on how the business of knowing how to maintain black hair, as well as learning how to find hair products that work for all black textures. For my women out there that love or grew up getting relaxers like myself, this is where the era of relaxers came about after the success of these products. So, backstory: when I first got my relaxer, I was 9 or 10, and it was a Filipino lady that worked at a youth center when I was down in Florida. And I loved it. I kept getting it until now, where I'm more natural. But let's get into where speak on who created this product and what its story behind it. In 1909, Garnet A. Morgan, an African American sewing machine repairman, created the first chemical relaxer. A chemical relaxer which was described as a hair treatment where it permanently straightens afro hair. So essentially, most of us grew up with our hair in a natural state. Some of us grew up where our hair goes outward, and some of us had where our hair goes like upward. So with the relaxer, it actually brought out a way to keep your hair from getting to that state again, essentially. So that's the best way I can describe it. And then later on, there was a movement associated with the launch of Black Power, and this semi correlates to in regards of the natural hair and how wearing your natural hair was so important. So the Black Power movement, inspired by Malcolm X, which was rooted in right racial aut- autonomy and self determination. This brought a new era in the fight for social justice as it encouraged Black people to claim their erased heritage and to celebrate their identity and beauty while building their Black economic, social, and political power. And of course, many of these members of the movement wore their hair out in natural state and afro, embracing their natural texture for the first time. And of course, could you imagine right now this happening at this time right now where you see a bunch of beautiful, ambition, and inspirational Black girls wearing their natural hair, embracing every aspect? This hairstyle became a symbol of Black power. People like Nina Simon, activist Angela Davis, who were forefront wearing it at a radical statement of pride. And of course, even Michelle Obama, First Lady, wearing her hair straight for the term of her husband, she did her last appearance with her natural hair texture, and this symbolized a power move where it shows importance of seeing a high figure Black woman wearing their hair in a natural state. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, I would say most people that I've seen more of a natural state, but also their hair is still straight. So for her to just wear her hair out in a natural state where it's nice and curly and everything is a very strong move right there. And I love it. And soon after this, there was a hashtag on social media known as Natural Hair Journey, starting on social media where women would embrace their natural hair and making it a habit to wear it in its natural state. This actually grew outside of the US, where a Black Brit, Michelle de Leon, created a World Afro Day in 2017. And anybody that didn't know, like myself, I didn't even know this was the day, but it is in September 15th of every year. And it was described as a way to educate and celebrate of Afro hair. And when I researched most of this, there's a lot of form of history where the texture of hairstyle come from and the story behind it all. and how we present ourselves, black is beautiful, and the hair is a symbol of that. And for now, this is the end of the episode, and I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on YouTube, and follow and rate my show on Spotify. And thank you for listening, and see you soon. Bye.